What's going on, everybody? Nick DiVirgilio here at Gretsch to talk to you about this fantastic Gretsch Renown drum kit. Let's do it. This is a super inspiring drum kit to sit behind and play. Now, if you want to get into that great Gretsch sound, which is a very cool thing, the Renown might be just the kit you want to check out because it comes in at a more affordable price, but it is a serious professional drum kit, like any of the Gretsch USA line. You get lots of nice US appointed hardware, beautiful shells. So let's get into some of these details. The shells on a Renown kit are 7-ply maple. So you get a nice wide open, warm but cutting sound. The drums come with single-ply UVT heads on the bottom, but Remo, professional Remo Emperors on the top. So nice big cutting fat sound, and you can tune these drums anywhere you want. Now I have a big drum kit here, 24-inch kick drum, 13, 16, and 18-inch toms. So it just speaks rock and roll. Play hard, you know, do that kind of thing. But the drums come in all kinds of sizes. You can get an 18, 20, 22, or 24-inch kick drum. Floor toms come in 14, 16, and 18-inch sizes. Rack toms come in 8, 10, 12, and 13-inch sizes. So many different variations, and even the snare drums have a variation from 5s, 5.5s, and 6.5s. On the snare drum, you get a coated ambassador for the top head, nice professional head, and on the kick drums, you get clear Power Stroke 3s. All professional appointments, so a really solid drum kit right out of the box. Some of my favorite things about the Gretsch Renown kit are the hardware appointments because they're nice and professional. The first thing I want to talk about is kick drum spurs. A lot of people don't think about kick drum spurs. Are they important? Well, yes, they're extremely important, and the Renown kit comes with nice, professional Gretsch kick drum spurs. Your kick drum's not going to move anywhere. Set it up with the front tilted up high or down low, flat, however you like it. You'll get it where you want, and the kick drum's not going to move. So that's a very cool thing there. There's 302 hoops on the Gretsch Renown kit. That's the same hoops that come on the Broadcaster and Brooklyn Series drums. Nice, low-profile GTS tom mounting systems for the rack toms, so the toms really hang freely and sing and resonate just like you want them to. The tom holder is cool and really good looking in my opinion. It looks fantastic on this piano white gloss color, and I'll talk about that in a second, but this big gas can cap in chrome looks beautiful, holds the tom perfectly, and also you can add an extra boom arm if you want to put a splash cymbal, or you can even mount your ride cymbal off there if you like, so a nice little appointment there. The floor tom legs are nice and sturdy, great lugs, so all around nice professional hardware on this Renown kit. Let's talk about the snare drum here for just a second. The throw off and strainer are ratchet style. They feel really good and easy to put the snare wires on and off. At the play-in, a little bit of drumming I did at the beginning of this video, I had the snare wires off, and then I turned them on and back off and on and back off, and that's because it's very easy to do while you're playing this snare drum, which is cool. If you're in the middle of a song, you need to turn your snare wires off, you can easily do it with the Gretsch Renown snare. Next, let's talk about this fantastic color, piano white gloss. This color is a classic. This kit will look good on any stage. Like piano black gloss, white is just looks good. It pops on a stage, pops on any video. You're going to feel good sitting behind this kit because it's a basic color, but a basic color that always works. Next are some of the classic standard Gretsch features. 30-degree bearing edges on all the drums. Silver sealer on the inside. I talked to you about the 302 hoops, the professional grade hardware all the way around. It's a fantastic kit to get into that great Gretsch sound. Fantastic open sound the way they're tuned right now. These are big drums, the 24, 13, 16, and 18, so they're wide open and big rock sounds. Let me play them just for a couple more minutes for you. Check it out. Snare wires are off, wide open, nothing in the kick drum. Check it out again. That is a big, beautiful sound. And you notice the kick drum sound gets a little punchier once the snare wires are on. Check out the difference. Just screams John Bonham. Love it, love it, love it. Now the toms are wide open as well. There's no dampening at all. These big sizes. So a wonderful big open sound from these toms. But what if you play a different style of music? What if you play funk or pop or country or anything like that? You might want a tighter, smaller sound, but still with that warmth. You can get that out of these Renown kits. You can get any sound you want, really. So later on in the video, I'm going to change up the sound. I'm going to retune the toms a little bit. On the kick drum, I'm going to actually put a hole in the front head and put some dampening on the inside. Let's face it, most drummers have the kick drum a little bit deader, and they like to have that hole on the front head. That's how I prefer to play kick drums, because I like the air moving through the kick drum. I like to bury the beater on the kick drum head, that kind of stuff. So depending on what you like, just with a little bit of tuning, a little bit of dampening, you can change these drums to any style of music. So like I mentioned, these drums, the Renown drums, will work in any musical situation for any style of music. They are incredibly versatile. So what I want to do for you now is change the tuning, change the vibe of the drums. I'm going to deaden up the drums, heighten up the rack tom, lower the floor tom, give them a wider range between the rack and the floor, put some dampening in the kick drum. I'm going to just change the drums around a little bit. So here's what they sound like in this state. Wide open, no dampening, no nothing. They sound really great. Check out the toms. Now that sounds great for a lot of things, but I want to see what they sound like a little bit thuddier, a little bit warmer sounding. You're getting lots of attack off of the clear Emperor heads and the maple shell, so let's use some gels, some gaff tape, and change up the sound. Let's do it. Okay, let's check out what I did to the toms. I have some gaff tape, which I did not use, but gaff tape can be good for some things. But what I did use were these crown-controlled gels by Remo. On the rack tom, I have 2 on the top. On the floor toms, I have 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom head. The rack tom I tuned up a little bit. The second floor tom I tuned down a little bit, so you have a wider range, and they're nice and thuddy and deader now. Check out the sound. Getting closer to a more like a funk and R&B soul music sort of sound. Again, I have a big kick drum, so a 22 or a 20-inch kick drum would really fit that style of music with these deader toms, but again, you can go anywhere like this. Let me put the snare wires on and play the toms for you. Now let's mess with the kick drum and the snare drum. I'm just going to deaden up the snare drum a little bit. I like the tuning where it's at, so just deaden that up a little bit. But the kick drum I'm going to do quite a bit too. We're going to put a hole in the front head and some dampening on the inside to give it a thuddier, deader sound. Let's do it. All right, the kick drum and the snare drum. What did I do? Well, first thing I did was I put a hole in the front head to give it that feel, the air moving through the drum, and just did a slight amount of dampening on the inside. It didn't really need that much. Didn't touch the tuning. Tightened up the front end a little bit, but check it out. It still has a lot of low end, just a little bit deader, not so much open and ringy. Here it goes. Feels great from this side of the drum. It's low, round, punchy, and the kick drum beater feels really good when it hits the head. That's important. Snare drum, I tuned it down just a little bit, and I used 1 of the Remo gels to deaden up the snare drum. Oh yeah. The 6.5-inch depth gives the drum a nice body and warmth and a low tone. Tuned it down a little bit, deadened it up, and these drums just take on a whole new life. Check it out. With the drums a little deader, a little dampened, tuned a little bit lower, you can get really precise with what you're playing. You can do all those fancy gospel chops kind of things. So such a versatile drum kit with many sound options. And again, these are big drums. This is the 24-inch kick drum, 13, 16, 18. If you have a 20 and 10 and 14, you can go all kinds of different places. You can play bebop gigs with those size drums. So again, super versatile drums. You can take them anywhere. All right, my friends, if you're ready to get into that great Gretsch sound, check out the Renown Series kit. They are professional drums, just at a more affordable price. These will get you started into the Gretsch world, and you will be happy that you got into that world because these drums are so much fun to play, super inspiring, and you can play any style of music with the Gretsch Renown Series drums. Make sure you stay tuned to this channel for a lot more content to come, and thanks so much for sticking around and spending some time with me today. Cheers.